Hello, what's up, and what's happening? Welcome back to yet another edition of the Steelers franchise, and how we kick off every video is with the Sports Center update. What up, Chris Berman? How you doing? Let's jump into week number 15 of the Sports Center update. So the 49ers, they lose to the Arizona Cardinals 20-16. Both of these teams are at 1-4 and picking up the bottom of the NFC West. The Jaguars, they fall to the Chargers 28-21. For the Rivers had a buck 13 plus 2 TDs in the win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Dolphins, they get a 1-point victory over the Patriots 24-23. And then for our game last week, we took on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns came in with only one victory. We were sitting at 4-0, but the bus fumbled this thing inside the red zone, and then Davis took this thing to the crib. He could go all the way, and this ball game would end in a 17-17 tie. So the Steelers, we still don't have a loss, but we do have one blemish on the record, and that's kissing our sister, aka tying with the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens, they beat the Redskins. Jamal Lewis had a buck 29 on the ground, plus a couple of TDs. The Buccaneers, they beat the Saints 41-27. The Saints, they move on to 3-2, and the Buccaneers get the first win of the season. Down in hot Atlanta, in the Georgia Dome, the Atlanta Falcons were taking on the Detroit Lions. Got Pillis Price racing down the sideline, makes a huge catch right there. Mike Vick throwing that pass, and they'll get into the end zone, and they'll win that game by 7, 27-20 over the 1-3 Detroit Lions. The 4-0 Minnesota Vikings are doing work still with a win over the Texans. Down the Lambeau Field, the Titans, they come in the Packer lane and they put a beat down on the Packers, and the Titans, they move on to 5-0. The Rams, they lose to the Seahawks. Marshall Faulk didn't get anything going in that ball game, only rushed for 58 yards, and the Seahawks get the victory. And Big D, the G-Men, behind Kurt Warner, throwing this one to well-dressed Armani Toomer, catches that pass for a touchdown, and the Cowboys will fall for another time this season. They go to 2-2, and the Giants, they are 4-1. The Panthers give the Broncos their first loss of the season. 20-17 is the final in that one. The Broncos are 4-1, and the Panthers are sitting at 2-2. Moving on to Indianapolis, they played the Raiders today, and it really wasn't that much of a contest. The Colts, they win this one 21-7 over the 3-2 Oakland Raiders. The Buffalo Bills travel to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets, and Santana Moss from the U makes the catch, gets into the end zone, touchdown Jets, and they will take a 28-17 victory. The Jets move on to 3-1, and the Bills are at 1-3. Here go your prime time players for week number 5. David Boston, he makes it for back-to-back weeks, and Steve Ed McNair has been doing his thing all season long, and he has the Titans sitting at 5-0 with the best record in the whole league. So it's time to move on to our game. We head to Big D to take on the Dallas Cowboys. And whenever you think about these two teams getting together, you got to go back to the Super Bowl matchups. I believe they faced 3 times in the Super Bowl. The Steelers winning 2 and the Cowboys winning just 1. But the Cowboys, as of right now, going back to ESPN for 2K 5 days, the Cowboys have 5 Super Bowls and the Steelers are only sitting at 4. But hopefully with young Big Ben Roethlisberger, he can lead us to the promised land. Jerome Bettis, his career is winding down. Keyshawn Johnson, he's hoping that he still has some years left in him as he tries to help the Cowboys to get into the postseason. Right now, the Cowboys, they are sitting at 2-2, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 4-0-1. Last week, they tied 17-17 with the Cleveland Browns. So hopefully, we can put that game behind us, get things going in the right direction, get Big Ben getting this thing going on offense as we get the ball first. So we're going to get this opening kickoff across the 20, but then we cough up the football, and that thing is going to be a scoop and score for the Dallas Cowboys, and just like that, they are going to take a 7-0 lead. So before our defense gets on the field, before our offense gets on the field, we are already down by 7. So we finally get a kick return where we don't put it on the turf. We can get this ball to the butts, and Jerome Bettis gets brought down by a couple of Cowboys on the play. Only picks up 2 yards on that one. Now dropping back the pass is Big Ben, and down he goes. A straight jailbreak up front. Marcellus Wiley, he's going to get the sack, and now it's going to be 3rd and 12. Big Ben looking, throwing over the middle. Plexico Burrs makes the catch, holds on to it, gets crushed by 2 Cowboys, but he's going to pick up a big first down. 1st and 10. Jerome Bettis gets brought down by Darren Woodson, who makes the tackle at about midfield, and that's going to make it 2nd and 3. So on 2nd and 3, you give the ball to the bus, and the bus bumbles and stumbles his way forward for another first down gain. Now it's 2nd and 10 to give it to Deuce Staley. Spin move right there. Another spin move. He's going to work his way up to about the 40-yard line, gain of 3 on the play. The Cowboys come out in a 4-3 defense as Big Ben looking to throw. He's under pressure again, and guess who? Number 75, Marcellus Wiley. He gets another sack on this drive, and now the drive comes to win. Now Quincy Carter drops back the pass. He's going to find Terry Glenn, but Terry Glenn, he forgot his hands on the bus as he drops that pass right there. So it's 3rd and 8. Quincy Carter out of the gun. Empty backfield. He's going to find his man over the middle. That's Campbell, and Campbell, good, but not on that play as he's going to be short of the first down marker. So it's 1st and 10 for 35 on the bus. He gets a couple nice blocks, and he's going to work his way up for a nice 4-yard gain, making it 2nd and 6. Jerome Bettis, he's in the backfield yet again. Will they give it to him again? Yes, they do. Up that gut gets brought down after he picks up a gain of 3, making it a very manageable 3rd and 3 situation for Big Ben Roethlisberger. Going over the middle, going to find Hines Ward, who makes the catch in double coverage, and the Steelers pick up another first down. Move those chains for the Steelers. Big Ben completes another pass over the middle to the big tight end Tooman, and he's going to make another big-time reception that results in a 1st and 10. The bus gets brought down by 2 Cowboys defenders, but he is doing some nice work, picking up 3, 4, 5-yard gains. As long as we keep on moving this ball positively down the field, we're going to have success in this ball game as he picks up another gain of 5. Now Big Ben on a play-action pass, going to find Mays. Mays makes the catch inside the red zone of the Cowboys down to about the 11-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from 11 to give it to the Deuce. The Deuce trying to get loose, but he goes nowhere. In fact, he goes backwards, and that's going to make it 2nd and 12. Big Ben under pressure, and down he goes. Guess who? Number 75, Marcellus Wiley, with another sack. 3 sacks on the day so far for Marcellus Wiley. Now going over the middle toward the end zone. Dropped in the end zone. Plexico Birds cannot hang on to it. He did get hit as the pass got there. So on 4th and 15, we're going to try a 33-yard field goal attempt, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Dallas is still up in this one. 7-3 is the score. So Quincy Carter and the Cowboys get back on the field. 1st and 10 from the own 33-yard line, up by 4. Quincy Carter dropping back the pass, trying to give that thing right back to the Steelers as he threw that one into triple coverage. Not a good decision right there by the one-time quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now he's going to give the ball to Bickerstaff, and he's going to pick up a gain of 4, setting up 3rd and 6. Out formation for Quincy. Throwing this one over the middle to Terry Glenn, and once again, this young man forgot his hands in the bust hotel room at his house. I don't know where his hands are, but he's not making any catches like Hines Ward is right there. Huge catch right there. That was not the best decision right there by Big Ben, but it gets completed nonetheless. Now Big Ben over to the left side. That pass gets batted down on 3rd down, and the Steelers are going to be forced to punt. So Quincy Carter and the Cowboys offense back on the field to give us to Bickerstaff, and he's going to pick up a gain of 4, but there's only a minute left in the first half. 3rd and 5 now for the Dallas Cowboys. Quincy with time. Quincy drops back the pass. He's going to find his man, but that pass was caught and then fumbled by Antonio Bryant, picked up by Bell, and now the Steelers, with 11 seconds left in the ball in the first half, have a chance to get this thing in field goal range and maybe make it a 1-point game going in the halftime. You see Quincy Carter, he had time. Fan Antonio Bryant, looked like the pass might have just been incomplete, but nonetheless, they ruled it a fumble, and we're going to take right back over to give us to Jerome Bettis. The bus crosses the 30, runs a man over. Look at the power. He runs over Roy Williams, and now the Steelers will burn a timeout and settle for a field goal. So the 40-yard attempt is underway, and the kick is just inside the right upright, and the Steelers, they tack on some more points on the scoreboard, making it a 7-6 ball game. The Cowboys are going to go into the half with a 1-point lead. Now that doesn't fade us because we know it was a scoop and score on the opening kickoff that gave the Cowboys their only touchdown. You see the rushing numbers for the Cowboys, pathetic. The passing yards, god awful. I mean, if it wasn't for that fumble on the opening kickoff, this would be a totally different ball game. The Steelers have been dominating every statistical category, but hey, that's football, that's life, it is what it is. So Quincy Carter takes back over. He finally finds Terry Glenn, who decides to make the catch. Congratulations as he picks up a gain of 9. Bickerstaff working his way up, field and get brought down by Bell, but he will have enough to move those chains for the Dallas Cowboys. So 1st and 10 now. Quincy Carter Looking to pass, but that pass will be intercepted by Deshaun Townsend at the 50. Crosses the 40, crosses the 30. Nobody is in front of him, and he will score. Deshaun Townsend with the pick six, and just like that, the Steelers defense forces a turnover, takes it down the sideline, and that's going to be the first touchdown of the ball game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're going to take our first lead of the ball game as well, making it a 13-7 ball game. Deshaun Townsend with the INT, and he will not be denied as he walks into the end zone. So we're up by 6 in this one to give us to Brickerstaff, and he's going to pick up a gain of 3, and that's going to make it 3rd and 7. Shotgun set for the Cowboys. Quincy Carter looking to pass, rolls to the right side, and that pass should have been intercepted by Ike Taylor, but he's going to bat it down, and the Steelers will take over. The bus, get out my way, he says as he picks up a gain of 3, but every time he gets the ball, he is falling forward for extra yards. We're going to find Tooman again, picks up another 1st and 10, and the Steelers offense is getting in rhythm. It gives back to the bus, gets brought down by Roy Williams, but he's going to drag him for a couple extra yards, making it a gain of 9. Now going to the right side, trying to find Hines Ward. He can't come up with the catch. We go for it on 4th and 1 with Deuce Staley. Probably should have had the bus back there in the backfield, but nonetheless, we turn the ball over on downs. Quincy Carter and the Cowboys take back over, and big Casey Hampton, the nose tackle, gets the sack, his 4th sack of the season so far. Quincy Carter takes off. Quincy Carter crosses the 40, looking to get the 1st down marker, and he looked like he might have picked up the 1st down, but the refs, they're just confused as I am, so they're going to bring out the chain gang to measure, and the ruling is that Quincy Carter is just short, and the Steelers, they stop him yet again on 3rd down, and the Cowboys are forced to punt. Big Ben over the middle, going to find Plexico, and Plexico bursts, makes the catch, takes a hit, but picks up a big 1st and 10 nonetheless. Now, my man Big Ben going to Antoine Randall L, makes the catch, picks up another 1st down. That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter play. So we start the 4th quarter with the ball in Cowboys territory. Going back across the body is Big Ben, and that pass looked like it tipped off of the head of Jerome Bettis. Talk about keeping your head on a swivel. You got to catch that pass, Jerome. But anyways, the Cowboys take over. They run the ball for a gain of 4. Draw play yet again, and the Steelers defense is all over that one. And now it's going to be 3rd and 4. Kendrell Bell, he has 8 tackles so far in this one. Another ugly pass by Quincy Carter, and this is just pathetic by the Cowboys starting quarterback. So the Steelers, they take back over, toss play for Jerome Bettis. He's going to drag another Steelers defender for a gain of about 3, setting up 2nd and 7 for Big Ben. Looking, Big Ben throwing in the double coverage. The ball got tipped, but still manages to find its way to Plexico Burris, and he makes the catch, and he's going to pick up a 1st down. Roethlisberger under pressure. Down he goes, sacked on the play. That's going to make it 3rd and 15. Empty backfield for the Steelers. Big Ben looking over the middle. He's going to find Hines Ward, but that pass is going to be well short of the 1st down marker, and the Steelers will have to set up for yet another field goal. So the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Steelers, they're going to increase their lead to 16-7 over the Dallas Cowboys. Quincy Carter and the Cowboys offense back on the field from the own 23-yard line. Play action pass for Quincy. Going over the middle. Has a man, but that door was slammed shut, and that pass will be tipped away. Quincy Carter looking. Quincy Carter going down on 3rd down. Big time sack by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense on 4th and 16. The Cowboys decide to go for it, and that pass is intercepted. That door was slammed shut. Quincy, and now Scott down the sideline. Scott with a couple of blockers in front, and Scott gets into the end zone. Touchdown Steelers, and we are doing our thing in Big D. But here comes the Cowboys. Going to find Antonio Bryant racing down the sideline. He makes the catch. Tries to cut back inside. Probably should have stepped out of bounds, but the Cowboys have to burn a timeout nonetheless. Inside Pittsburgh territory. A little shovel pass right there by Quincy Carter, and that's going to pick up another 1st down. Moving the chains yet again. They're going to find Keyshawn Johnson, making it 1st and goal. Play action pass for Quincy, going to the end zone to Bryant, who bobbles it and then makes the catch. And now the Cowboys are going to go for 2, trying to make this game look a little bit more respectable, but this game is just about over, and down goes Quincy Carter, sacked again, this time by Jackson. And now they got to try the onside kick, and this kick will be recovered by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's going to be all she wrote in this one. So the Pittsburgh Steelers move to 5-0-1. The Cowboys move to 2-3, another losing season under the GM of Jay Jones. I'm just saying, bro, you might want to fire yourself. Quincy Carter's the starting quarterback. Come on, bro, you got to change things up. But that's going to wrap this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. as always, I enjoy bringing it to you. Next week we have a bye, and then we're going to be heading to week number 7. But I hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. And I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.
Hi, sis.